Basic normal thinking. But by me having the allergy and a mental obsession, this is what usually happened. I was the type of person that I would go to Kroger or Publix. Let's say I worked for a week and I got a check for $400. I got $300. Let's be more reasonable for me. And I got a check for $300. But prior to me getting the check, I had this list, a mental list of things that I was going to do with the money other than using drugs and alcohol. I was sick and tired of blowing all my money. I even made promises to other people that I was not going to hang out with them. So what I would do, I would go to the liquor store or Kmart or somewhere that was easily accessible for me to cash that check. And keep in mind that I had this mental list of normal things I'm going to do when I get paid. Drugs and alcohol wasn't in that list. Mindful that I did not have no knowledge of the mental obsession. So what I would do, I would get my check and I would go and cash it. Then I would tell myself, well, why don't you buy some food, get a bus card, take care of your kids, get some clothes, and get some rent. That's what you have to do. So I would cash that check and I would head out to do what I had in my mind to do. On the way there, my obsession would kick in. Beep. Hold up, Robert. Before you do any of that normal stuff, just go get a hit or a six-pack of beer. At that point, the obsession overrode all normal thinking. Just like the president making his speech will override the channels on the TV, it overrode the normal thinking in my mind. It became more paramount than me doing the normal stuff. So I would listen to that thought and I would tell myself, you know what? It's okay. This is what your son and your daughter was saying. I know I'm supposed to be doing this for my mother. I know I'm supposed to run this errand for my grandmother. I know my aunt is expecting me to pick her up from work. They have this long list of normal things that they say they're going to do, and the obsession comes in and overrides it. So they take a hit, go somewhere, find a hit, go somewhere, take a drink, without the knowledge. Let's go back to the physical side. Without a knowledge that they suffer from a physical allergy. We don't know this information. Your granddaughter, your grandson, they don't have this information. They don't know what's going on with them in their body. They get all this other information, but you need to know yourself. That's step one. So what happens is, once the obsession overrides the normal thinking, they take the drug, they take the hit, bam, put it in the body, and the allergy kicks off. Now you got a combination of the two. The craving comes in. One hit equals one craving. Then you want some more drug or alcohol. The second hit gonna give you some more craving. Then down the line, you continuously going back and forth between the hit and the craving until the craving becomes so large that it becomes more important than anything else. You're chasing a craving. That's what makes you powerless. We go through, once we chasing this, now we're on a spree. On a spree. That's when they're on this spree, that's when you start noticing, like, where's my son? He's supposed to pick me up. I'm at work. 30 minutes pass, an hour pass, 2 hours pass. You give up, you take another ride home. You're waiting on him to come from the grocery store so you could finish cooking dinner because he ran an errand for you. He never shows up. You had an important engagement to make together. He never shows up, or she never shows up. That granddaughter doesn't come. That grandson doesn't come. These people do not come because they're chasing this craving. They are powerless to do what they set out to do because of the craving. Here's another part of the disease concept. But once the craving and the spree is over, let's say it lasted a day, 2 days, etc. Every alcoholic and drug addict goes in remorse. That's when they come home depressed, feeling sad, feeling sorry for themselves, feeling embarrassed, full of shame, full of guilt. All these things separate you from the power of God. They're living in fear. They're shame-based. So they come home with all these excuses how life is not treating them fair. And all honesty, it's not because they don't even know what's going on with them. They have no knowledge of what's going on with them. So they're in remorse. The most baffling thing, this is cunning and baffling, the most baffling thing about remorse is the fact that even the obsession can override it. I remember plenty of times that I was sick and sitting on a corner, lost my job, didn't buy no food, didn't get my transportation card, sent my kids absolutely nothing when I had made promises to send them some money, didn't wash my clothes, and did not pay my rent. I was hopeless. And I remember being in that condition, and all of a sudden, here comes Mike. He's sitting over there. Here comes Mike. He said, Robert, I got $50. He see me in this depressed state. He tells me he has $50. Would I like to go get high? The obsession would kick in. I would jump up out of that depression to start the cycle all over again. The same cycle over and over and over. If you do the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results, that is insanity. Now, I'm not here to judge whether someone's insane, but I'm here to let everybody in this world know this is the basic formula for an addict that's suffering from the disease of addiction. This is the cycle of addiction right here. You don't need a scientist to tell you this. Every addict, if they saw this, would say, he's right. Most people, especially people who come from different types of families, come from families that have money or families that have power or middle class America or the rich and the famous. I don't care where you come from. It takes something to make this person believe that they're powerless. The best example I can give someone to let you know if you're powerless or not, because most people think that I can quit drinking and drugging when I get ready, so I'm not powerless. Here's the best example. If you can identify with this, I'm talking mostly to the addict now. If you can identify with what I'm about to do, then you will know that you were powerless, so you can stop all that complaining about you're not powerless. If by any chance you've told yourself you got $400-500, you on your way to do this normal stuff that you have in your mind to do, and something in your own mind is telling you to go get a hit. Nobody's suggesting this to you. You're making this up from your own mindset. You go get the hit, and you put it in, and this formula kicks in, and now you're craving, and here's the key. Now listen to me closely. If your mind shifts back to some kind of normal state while you geeking, while you getting high on the floor, looking for something that's not there, you might have still some money in your pocket, and you on the floor, and you looking for something that's not there, or you sitting in a bar with your hand on your chin and 2 or 3 glasses in front of you, and if your mind goes back to some type of normalcy and it tells you, get up, fool, you know you're supposed to be sending them kids some money. You know you're supposed to pay your bill. You know darn well you got to have that bus card to get back and forth to the job next week. Get up and take care of those stuff. That's you talking to yourself. If your mind is telling you to get up and your behind stay on the floor, or your behind stay at that bar, you're powerless. Your mind telling you to go do what's right, or your mind just telling you to go do what I'm telling you to do because I'm you. I'm not separated from you. I am you. Get up and do what you're supposed to do. And you don't do it, you are powerless. You are powerless. Basically, this information is for not only the addict or the alcoholic, it is for the families of the addict and alcoholic. You need to know that all our people, all human beings that suffer from addiction goes through this. This is the basic concept from Dr. Silkworth of the disease of addiction. If we understand this, we can help on many, many, many ways. The only solution from this cycle of addiction is total abstinence from drugs and alcohol. This is step 1 in the recovery environment. They say we must practice step 1 100%, but they don't show us what step 1 is. This is step 1. This is it. This is it. You must accept that the fact that you have a disease, that your mind tell you to do things you don't want to do, kind of like what Paul was saying in the Bible. I don't know, I'm not scripturally inclined. I'm not even going to try to say I now am, but I do know one thing. He did say I'm doing things I don't want to do. I don't know why I'm doing them, but I'm doing it anyway. I must need a renewing of the mind. So that's telling me that my mind is the crux of my problem. Something is wrong with my mind because it overrides all this normal stuff. Something is wrong with my mind. If I fix my mind, I don't have to worry about the allergy because it would be academic. If I don't put any drugs or alcohol into my system, I don't have to worry about craving. I want to thank y'all for allowing me to show you this, and there's many more. I'm going to take you through every step. All you have to do is contact the Atlanta Step Up Society. Thank you very much.